Don't know, among many other accomplishments, Rick founded iMedia. This was a series of conferences launched in the fall of 2001. Yes, the fall of 2001. To help bring buyers and sellers of digital media together, to both foster doing business, but to also move the industry forward through countless panels, discussions, keynotes, presentations, the ever-ubiquitous cocktail party, and even the occasional vaudevillian slapstick comedy conducted by Rick and a few willing, but quite naive, participants. 6 times a year, Rick created an opportunity for the people that were building and shaping this industry to get together and move the industry just a little bit further forward. Page 2. And page 2. Sorry, Brad. As an additional accomplishment, he launched these summits just weeks after the tragic events of 9/11. In fact, it was while everyone else was trying to figure out how to get back to business that Rick provided us the much-needed remedy in the form of those conferences. I solicited some choice words from a couple of close friends who also happen to be past industry award winners. The first is from Dave Morgan, formerly of Dakota, currently now of Simul Media. No one brought us out of the nuclear winter post-crash like Rick. He saved the industry and gave us all the future that we currently enjoy. The always poignant and ever-eloquent Doug Weaver of Upstream Group said, "The movie Casablanca is actually the film version of a play called Everybody Comes to Rick's. And at a really key moment in the development of this industry, that's what Rick's caring, hospitality, and generosity gave us. Everybody came to Rick's. He gave us all a sense of belonging to something when we needed it most, and yeah, we chipped in for the beer or the music, but the place was Rick's. And he was the perfect, gracious host, and we all owe him more than many of us realize, and certainly more than any of us can repay." So granted, some of us have been affected more greatly than others. By my count, there are actually dozens of people that actually owe our entire careers or our success to Rick, and I, for one, stand amongst them. One other is Mike Pubitz, Rick's co-founder of iMedia, who said, "You gave so many a chance to set foot into an industry that has changed the lives of many for the better, mine for certain, and I will always be grateful, and congratulations, my friend." So Parky, wherever you may be, on behalf of Mike Pubitz, Dave Morgan, Kurt Invick, Brad Behrens, Doug Weaver, Chelsea Walker, Joe Jacobson, and dare I say, thousands of others, I'd like to say thank you and ask you to please come up and receive this award.
Woo!
Wow. Good morning. Catch my breath here a minute. So, listen, if I go all Sally Fields on you, somebody scrape me off the stage, okay? Thank you very much, Scott. I still have that vision of you sitting on a cardboard box, and you can talk about that. Scott's first job in this business was working for me for a song show called Web Innovation in 1995. And we didn't have any furniture, but we did have some empty boxes, because we had bought these things called computers. And we were trying to figure out how to get online through our AOL connection and our AOL emails. That's another story. That's a segue for Tim, though. By the way, I heard he left Snowball. Did you hear that?
There's something called Google.
Yeah, I went to Google, then AOL. That'll be fun. So, Brad, listen, there's that look on your face. Every time I take the stage, for the past decade or so, I look over at Brad and he's got that what the hell look. What's he going to do this time? We've had some fun, haven't we? We've had Jay Leno impersonators. We've had Elvis impersonators. We had a costume malfunction that one time where Joe Jaffe tore my shirt apart and my breast did fall out. and you remember that, Allie, don't you? And I'm here to set the record straight about that. That was a nipple ornament hanging from my breast. So listen, when Brad called me with this glorious news that I would receive this Lifetime Achievement Award today, he gave me simple rules, and so I don't do well with rules, Brad. And he said you'll need to adhere to these because it's important. So I've committed to that. I got nothing here but this. There's no shtick, Brad. So the rules here that I have is I got 3 minutes on stage, which I'm probably about up with right now, and I'm not allowed to thank anybody. except everybody in the room and beyond. And I have to say why I'm still in this business. So first of all, the 3-minute rule, for a Lifetime Achievement Award, I think a lot of people, it'll take them 3 minutes just to get up here. And then another 3 minutes just to catch your breath. It's sort of the good news, bad news. And the good news is you're getting this Lifetime Achievement Award, and the bad news is they decided you're having a Lifetime Achievement Award because your life's almost over. I've been going through that sort of conundrum in my mind here I have one of those big decade birthdays, and the whole age factor is starting to kind of gnaw at me. So, it's kind of a mixed bag, I guess. So no thanks, but I've got, and Scott already did this, but Mike Pumans, is a guy that's made me look good my whole career, all the way back to Whiskey Creek and Mammoth Mike. So a big round of applause for that man who deserves a lot of accolades. So the real question is why I'm still around. Well, that's what I'm actually supposed to talk about. So you have to understand that when I got into this business in the late 80s, I launched a magazine called Infotext that was, at the time, interactive media, when interactive media was a touch-tone telephone. And that's what captured me at the time. I mean, USA Today, the back page of USA Today had all these 800 and 900 numbers that you could actually call and get instant information. Push 1 for stock report, and 2 for how your team did, and 3 for someone to talk dirty to you, perhaps. But that was interactive media at the time, and I was completely engulfed in it, and it completely grabbed me, and it has ever since. So, the why are you still in this today? I mean, that interactivity back then was pretty darn exciting. And to look at the world that we live in today, where anybody can create full motion sight and sound on equipment that costs less than a few $1,000s, that empowers and enables people to be creative in a medium that they never had the opportunity to before. That's a revolution in this digital evolution that we're going through. It's empowering creative people to do those sort of things. And the sharing that goes along with that, and the whole video landscape for me is really the next step in what's going on here. And it's just a book, frankly, I can't put down. And we'll go on reading, and it never ends. There's the cowboy song, "The road goes on forever, and the party never ends," and certainly it won't with digital media. So listen, I know, no thank yous, but seriously, this industry has given me so much in my lifetime. It's given me my best friends in life. It's given me it's given my kids a college education, and I got a new boat a few years ago too. That you've been on. So this means a tremendous amount, and you got to get me off the stage before I do go Sally Fields on everybody. So thank you very much.